Welcome back to 11's Dirt Life. Real quick video for you today. I wanted to talk about a product that I've been running for about 5 months, I would say. Basically since this newer version of it came out. It's the ULTIMATE9. It's the throttle controller. So this one's the evcX, which is what I'm running on my Jeep. We've been running the standard EVC, the one that's been out for a few years, on my wife's JT. We really are happy with both products. I'm going to talk today specifically about the evcX because that's the one I'm running. It has a couple more additional features. I actually ordered this one originally for myself, and then when I saw that this one was coming out, I just ordered this one as well and ended up putting this one on my wife's for her. She keeps it kind of in a mid-level setting. This one has a lot more features in terms of what you can do with the throttle controller, and then also has a really cool application that you would use on your phone. So the prior model, everything is done through the actual controller module itself. You would use the two hard buttons and make the adjustments that you would need. On this one, you can do it on your phone, which is how I typically set mine if I make any adjustments, or you can do it on the actual module itself. I'll show you all that in a minute. I'm going to walk through kind of the instructions and show you how I did it, and then kind of quickly go through all the additional features that come with this particular model. So I typically run mine all the time on ULTIMATE9, which is like the fastest or the quickest throttle response. Essentially what this module, what this product is doing is eliminating throttle wag. So out of the factory, when you hit the gas pedal, there's a delay for it to accelerate to where it wants to be. So there's no additional power increase with something like this. It's more a perceived power increase, because what's happening is when you're hitting the throttle, it's responding instantaneously, especially on the ULTIMATE9, which is how I run mine. 5 would be like half of that response. And then if you're at 0 or factory mode, then it's that typical kind of delay when you hit the gas. Then you put your foot on the gas and then all of a sudden it takes off. This one is instantaneous when you hit the gas. So I keep it on 9. I've gotten used to 9. It's a little twitchy for people that haven't run it before. So like when my daughter gets in the vehicle, we'll turn it down. I'll turn mine off. My wife will turn hers off, or set it on a lower setting. The cool thing about the evcX, and I'll show you some of the additional features it has, is there's a lot of different stuff you can play with settings-wise for different conditions or different scenarios that you might want to change the throttle response for, and completely lock the throttle out and set it in like a cool valet mode. So let me grab the camera. I'll show you how I have it set up, or where it's set up in mine. Mine's temporary right now because I'm going to make some changes to the interior of my Jeep. So I'll show you where it's at now. Kind of show you, I don't know that I can get to where everything's plugged in, but I'll kind of just point out where everything's at. It's super easy install. I think it says 10 minutes, the instructions. It probably took me 5 minutes. The hardest part was figuring out where I wanted to set it. And then we'll kind of go through the different modes and things like that. So let me grab the camera and bring you on over to what we got going on. So real quick, we don't normally get snow where I live. Well, we get it like maybe a couple times a year, and it like absolutely dumped. This is like nothing compared to what it was this morning. So very cool to have that. First time it's really snowed significantly where I live. So most of it's starting to melt away right now, but we had fun playing this morning, sledding in it and throwing snowballs and things like that. So anyhow, all right, back to the ULTIMATE9. So like I said, I have the instructions laid out here. I just kind of want to run through. I can't show you the app because I'm filming everything on my phone, which has the app on it, but you'll get the idea when I show you what I'm talking about in the instructions. So real quick install. You can see your throttle here, your gas pedal. This is the module that comes with the connector to, basically you unhook it out of your gas pedal. It's just a plug in the ULTIMATE9 plug, and then you run the cable here to the actual module controller itself. So very easy install. Like I said, it took me hardly any time at all. Instructions kind of show you what all the buttons are, what all the display is. It's very self-explanatory, how you hook it up to Bluetooth, app settings, things like that. So real quick, this is kind of what it would look like on your phone. You can pick whatever style you want. I'm running this style here where my thumb's at. This is like a dial style. I like this one right here. It's just real quick. Like if I wanted to make a change, I open the app, I just push the button, adjust it to where I need it to be on the scale of 1 to 9. And it's that simple. And you can do all of those different modes. You can go a light or dark theme. I run mine in the dark theme. On my phone is on dark mode. Again, here's how you would make the selections, how you would set the lock on it. The lock feature, I'll go over that here in a second. And this is all the features that actually you have the ability to make changes on. So ULTIMATE9 is what I have mine set at. It's just, instead of going into ultimate mode and going it up to 9, you can just one-click the button and it brings you straight to it. That's where I have mine set. That's the quickest throttle response, the sharpest throttle response, as they say. And then if you just go into ultimate mode, you can select anywhere from 1 to 9. So if you want a little bit of response, you're gonna go to 1. Mid-level response, you're gonna go to 5. That's kind of where my wife runs hers at. One of the cool things about this setup is that, you know, for someone like off-roading, if they want less throttle response, they can dumb it down, right? They can turn it down to like maybe a 3 or a 4 or a 2 or a 5 or what have you. That's actually what really got me over the hump on making the decision to buy one. I was kind of looking at them, you know, for a while, and I was talking to Justin over at Factor 55, and he said he loves his for off-road settings because he can turn the throttle down. It's not super twitchy. It's very smooth and predictable. So I went and bought one after Trail Hero this year. I'm super happy that I did, and you know, basically went off his recommendation, and it was one of those things that I'm really happy, and I couldn't believe I waited so long to grab it. So you can do with this one. So we talked about Ultimate. You also have launch mode, which is kind of like a you know, like a really good standing start acceleration feature. If you wanted to like burn out or take off or something like that, you can really launch it without roosting the tires. Your adapt mode is going to allow you to basically set it into, it'll figure out what mode you want it on based on your throttle response, or what your throttle input, I should say. So how you're pushing the gas pedal is what it's going to do. So if you're really womping on it, it's going to pick up quick. If you're really feathering it and going slow, it's maybe going to go into like an economy mode and help you with your gas consumption. So that's another cool thing about it, is you can throw it into economy mode if you're towing a trailer, or if you want slower throttle response, help you with your gas mileage and things like that. So you're not, it really kind of dampens the throttle response to a slower, duller, you know, press. And then you've got anti-slip. So that's really good for bad traction surfaces. It'll allow you to accelerate smoothly in bad traction. So maybe like snow or gravel or things like that. You can put it on anti-slip. You can default it back to your factory setting, which is nice. You've got your valet setting, which is cool. That's like a really slow acceleration, so a valet driver can't take your vehicle and start having a bunch of fun with it without you being there. You also can lock it, which is really cool. This is actually a really cool feature. You can lock the throttle, take the EVC module out of the vehicle, and it will, you can't drive it. So it kind of is like an anti-theft device. So if you're bringing it somewhere, parking it overnight, you're not comfortable with it, put it in lock mode, take the throttle controller out. You can see I have mine right here. You can pull it right out. Just plug. There's a plug on each side of here. You can take it right out, and you won't be able to take the vehicle. So let me put the camera down real quick so I can use both of my hands to start the vehicle. We'll rest you right there. See if you stay. All right. One hand on the brake, one hand on the button. Boom. Okay. So we're firing up here. Hopefully this will pick up. So you can see mine's on Ultimate 9, right? Kind of see the plug going in here. You can put the plug on either side. I still have the stupid little screen protector on there because I haven't figured out where I want to mount this thing permanently, which is why it's loose right now. I plan on doing a custom center console, aluminum center console, and so I'm going to have this mounted somewhere, probably like in there permanently, or tape it, you know, like double side tape it on somewhere. So that's why I have mine loose. My wife's is mounted right here so she can see it when she's driving and push buttons, which is really nice. So here's essentially what you would do if you're not going to use the app on it, is you would just push the button. So that's Ultimate 9, which I have mine on. This is launch mode, and then you could set whatever launch setting you wanted on there. I think you have to unlock it to do that. See, it's locked. So then you can go to adapt mode. You can go to economy mode. So I'm on economy 5 right now. If I would put it on economy mode, you've got your anti-slip mode, which we talked about, and then back to factory, and then valet. So that's, you know, if you wanted to give it to someone else to drive your vehicle. And then again, Ultimate 9. So that's what I keep mine on. So again, one of the really cool things about this, and everything's plugged in behind the gas pedal here. And then I have all the, like the module itself and everything, it's all just zip tied up underneath the plastics here. And then I have the wire just running through here and back here. So everything's nice and clean. Sorry, the camera's not responding, but everything's run up behind the carpet right there, and then just right there, really nice. So let me turn this off and put the camera back down. So it's really one of those things that I love, the fact that you can change all of the aspects of it, of what your setting is on the fly, super easy. Like I said, when we get my daughter behind the wheel, I turn it off. I've had people drive my Jeep, and the first thing they say is, you know, they've been driving their Jeep and their throttle response is really laggy, really slow, and they get mine and it wants to just take off really quick. So we'll just turn it off or turn it down, and then they can get comfortable, and then they can set it to whatever they want, whatever they're comfortable with. Like I said, it took me less than an hour or a couple hours of driving mine to get used to the Ultimate 9 setting. I originally thought I would turn it down when I go wheeling. So far, I've been keeping it on Ultimate 9. I really like that. I've done it where I've turned it down. It's been really nice as well. Very slow and controlled on the throttle, so you're not, you know, kind of like that guy that's really hard on the gas on every obstacle and bouncing up everything. And then, you know, like I said, for family or friends or anyone driving your vehicle, kids, you can just turn it to factory mode or even slow it down a little bit so it's a slower response, so it's easier and smoother to learn how to drive. So my daughter's learning how to drive. We put her behind the Jeep. We just turn it down and she can just drive it comfortably and not feel like it's throwing her back every time. But it does. I mean, when you get on Ultimate 9 and you hit the gas, it will throw. It definitely feels like there's more power there, even though there's not, because that throttle is kicking in instantaneously. So one of these things that I wish I would have done it sooner. Now that I have it, it's one of those things you feel like you can't live without after you put it on. It's really good price point, in my opinion, for what you get, for all the features that you have on it, for the ability to make the adjustments. And like I said, it is no joke, 5 to 10 minutes tops installation in your setup. So highly recommend. Like I said, we're running the evcX on mine. My wife's, we're running the older EVC model. So if you're not going to make a lot of changes or you don't mind having the Bluetooth feature or the app feature, this is a good one to go with. If you want to have the app feature and then those other additional modes, there are a couple other modes on this one. I think it's just straight throttle response, you know, like 1 through 9, maybe another feature I don't remember off the top of my head, so don't quote me on that, but this one I know for sure has all those additional features and things like that. So as always, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time.